October 26, 1775, King George III spoke before the Houses of Parliament to discuss growing concern about the rebellion in America. Between disassembling the American legislatures and the seizing of American firearms, Americans were making their feelings well known, as they wanted their country back. With the year 1775 resulting in the battles of Lexington and Concord, and with George Washington leading the newly created U.S. Army, and Lord Dunmore's evacuation of Williamsburg, and Patrick Henry's passionate responses, and along with a slew of feelings and instances, as we've discussed on this channel so far, that led to this moment. King George III knew he had to address his politicians with his official thoughts. So exactly 250 years ago, the king made very clear he viewed the Americans' uproar as a traitorous action against himself and Great Britain, ignoring his colonists' plea that they were tired of being treated like non-citizens and by being threatened by totalitarian forces. Despite this, the Continental Congress, back in September, had expressed its desire to remain loyal to the British Crown with the Olive Branch Petition. They wanted to make peace while also plead for their legal rights. In response, King George III insisted he had, and I quote, acted with the same temper, anxious to prevent, if it had been possible, the effusion of the blood of my subjects, and the calamities which are inseparable from a state of war, still hoping that my people in America would have discerned the traitorous views of their leaders, and have been convinced that to be a subject of Great Britain, with all its consequences, is to be the freest member of any civil society in the known world. While there was truth to this, the Americans could not ignore the seizing of their firearms, the disassembling of their self-governments, the injury to their independent businesses, and being treated like second-class citizens, if that. King George went on to scoff at what he called the colonists' strongest protestations of loyalty to me whilst they were preparing for a general revolt. And so, on this day in 1775, King George began his speech by reading a proclamation of rebellion, which urged Parliament to move quickly to end the revolt and bring order to these British colonies. With that, the king gave Parliament his consent to dispatch even more redcoats at their discretion to use against the Americans, a notion that the colonists had previously believed impossible.